The history of Islam, a journey through time greater than in the heart of the Arabian desert more than 1,400 years ago. A message emerged that would change the course of human history. It was a time of tribes, trade, and poetry. A world without borders, yet divided by blood and belief. From this land, a new faith would rise, built on the idea of one God and the unity of all humankind. This is the story of Islam. 1. Arabia before Islam. Before Islam, Arabia was a complex world, home to merchants, poets, and warriors. The people worshipped many gods, each tribe with its own idol. Mecca was the spiritual and commercial center, housing the Kaaba, a sacred cube-shaped shrine believed to have been built by Prophet Abraham and his son Ishmael. Yet, society was fractured. Tribal honor ruled over justice. The strong dominated the weak, and practices like female infanticide reflected deep social inequality. Amid this world, some people known as the Hanifs sought a purer, monotheistic faith, believing in the God of Abraham. Change was in the air, but few could imagine how close it was. 2. The birth and early life of Muhammad. Around the year 570 CE, a child named Muhammad was born into the Quraysh tribe. Orphaned early in life, he grew up under the care of his uncle. Known for his honesty and gentle nature, he earned the nickname ***, the trustworthy. As he grew older, Muhammad often retreated to the cave of Hira near Mecca, searching for meaning in a society filled with injustice and idol worship. 3. The first revelation. It was during one of those nights in the cave that something extraordinary happened. The angel Gabriel appeared to Muhammad, commanding him to ***. Overwhelmed and frightened, he ran home to his wife, Khadijah, who comforted and believed in him, becoming the first to embrace Islam. More revelations followed, forming the foundations of the Quran, a message calling people to worship one God, to live righteously, and to uphold justice. 4. Struggle and migration. Greater than the message of Islam resonated with the poor and the oppressed, but threatened the power of Mecca's elite. Converts were persecuted, driven from their homes, and tortured for their belief. Despite this, the Prophet continued to preach patience and faith. Eventually, Muhammad and his followers left Mecca and migrated to Yathrib, later known as Medina, an event called the ***Hijrah**. This migration marks the true beginning of the Muslim community and the start of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, Islam became more than a personal faith, it became a way of life. The Prophet built the first mosque, formed alliances among tribes, and established principles of governance based on justice and equality. 5. The return to Mecca and final message. After years of conflict, the tides began to turn. One by one, the tribes of Arabia embraced Islam. Greater than in 630 CE, the Prophet entered Mecca peacefully. He forgave his enemies and purified the Kaaba of idols, restoring it to the worship of the one true God. 2 years later, during his final pilgrimage, he delivered his farewell sermon, reminding believers to uphold the sanctity of life, the equality of all people, and the unity of faith. Soon after, the Prophet passed away, leaving behind not wealth or monuments, but a message that transformed the world. 6. The spread of Islam. Greater than after Muhammad's passing, leadership passed to the caliphs Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali. Under their guidance, Islam spread rapidly through dialogue, diplomacy, and sometimes conflict. From Arabia, it reached Persia, North Africa, and eventually the Iberian Peninsula. But Islam's expansion was not purely military, it was intellectual and cultural. Muslim traders carried the faith across the Sahara, the Indian Ocean, and into Southeast Asia. Everywhere it went, Islam adapted, merging with local cultures while preserving its spiritual core, the golden age of Islam. Between the 8th and 13th centuries, the Islamic world became a beacon of knowledge. Cities like Baghdad, Cordoba, and Cairo flourished as centers of science, art, and philosophy. Muslim scholars advanced mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. They preserved the works of Greek and Roman thinkers and laid the foundation for Europe's later Renaissance. This period reminds us that faith and reason were not enemies, they walked hand in hand. Today, Islam is the second largest religion in the world, practiced by nearly 2 billion people across every continent. It guides people from different cultures, from Indonesia to Nigeria, from London to Cairo, all united by one message: there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. Like all faiths, Islam faces challenges in the modern era: misunderstanding, extremism, and cultural divides, but its heart remains unchanged, a call to faith, compassion, and justice. 14 centuries ago, a humble man in a desert cave heard a call, and that call still echoes through time. The history of Islam isn't only the story of an ancient faith, it's the story of humanity's search for meaning, mercy, and unity.